Okay, Harry Kane. When you say that he is, how many behind Alan Shearer?
73.
73, which still seems like a lot of goals, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's a lot
Loads
of
of goals. You kind of think he's going to do it, don't you? Do you think he will?
Dear me. Do you know something? I think he might. And if he'd asked me last season, I would have said, no, I don't think he will. But I think he might. He just looks... Well, he could have had a hat-trick yesterday. His second goal's so Harry Kane. His first goal's brilliant. Brilliant goal, by the way. Using the defender. He knows the goalkeeper thinks he's going to slew it into the goalkeeper's top left. And he just doesn't whip it. It looks like a miss-hit, but it's not. He does exactly what he wants to do. Uses the centre-back, I think it was McKenna, as a block. Goalkeeper can't see it, and then he can't move. The ball's past him before he moves. First goal's brilliant, and the second goal's just Harry. He's enjoying his football. Spurs are playing well. I think he would certainly catch. Was he 21 behind Wayne Rooney?
I think so.
Yeah, 21 behind Wayne Rooney. I mean, it would be some achievement, and I bet you for the first time, perhaps ever, Big Al will be looking over his shoulder saying, he's got a chance of catching me here.
Alan Shearer, not Alan Brazil. Right, moving on. Can I just also, while we're on the topic of Spurs, you know what social media is like and the kind of things that they whip up, and it did make me laugh that Heung-min Son, there were lots of memes of Heung-min Son crying because Richarlison came off the bench to assist Harry Kane. He's putting a lot of pressure on Son, isn't he? And that's what they want at Spurs. They want this competition for places.
Yeah.
What have you made of the short time Richarlison has been at Spurs? Because made, in that time, Ali, he's made quite a few headlines, hasn't he?
Of course he has. Listen, he's a player. I think a big loss for Everton. In fact, obviously with Calvert-Lewin injured, it's a massive loss for Everton. You take everything into account. However, top player, good player. He's one of these players who does wind people up. He's kind of, what would you describe him? Moody type. You know, he doesn't exactly play the game with a smile on his face. Can wind up opposition fans, which I get. Don't mind that at all. But I think he's certainly making his mark at Tottenham and at Spurs. And it's exactly what Conte would have wanted. You know, he brings good signings in, Perisic, and he mentioned Richarlison, to put continued pressure on his front three. Kulusevski's been doing well. So, I mean, Spurs have got to be delighted because they've got options. And when they do change it, they don't necessarily weaken it now.
He did keepy uppies on the pitch, Ali. I couldn't believe it, and then got absolutely wiped out.
Yes.
It is funny though, isn't it? Like,
yes.
If that was my player, I'd be like, yes.
Of course you would. Of course you would. And if you're every other supporter in the planet, you want to see him put into the stand. That's the way it goes. I don't mind that at all. No. He was showboating. And he probably knew it was coming his way. And if the Spurs players and supporters were going to be honest about it, they probably expected what was coming as well.
This is what Cara said. It does wind people up. You can't do that. But what is he doing? He just winds people up, that lad Richarlison. He winds me up. What do you expect Johnson to do? You're not condoning that, but... ... basically implying that it's going to happen if you do that.
That's exactly right. That's exactly what will happen. But I mean, if you're Spurs and you're Spurs fans, you're loving it, aren't you? Of course, you've got somebody showboating, Spurs sitting up near the top of the league. Great stuff. But you have to accept the consequences.
You do. Brennan Johnson as well, making himself somewhat of a hero to every other fan that out there that isn't a Spurs fan.
Yes.
Yeah. What do we think in terms of the way that Spurs are going at the moment? Because they sit there in the table. Ali, realistically, are they title contenders? Are Arsenal and Spurs title contenders for you?
Well, at this early stage, it'd be crazy, it'd be madness to say no. However, the smart money would still be on Manchester City. But you've got to say that the problem that Spurs have had in the past isn't their performances against Manchester City. It's their performances against clubs that Manchester City generally are beat comfortably. So if they can continue on the form, include Arsenal in this, then there's no reason why they can't. However, it'll be interesting to see if they can continue to keep that level of consistency. I'm not sure they can, I'm not sure they will. and that's why I think City will still finish top. But I've got to say, it's been a great start from both North London clubs. The one thing I would say particularly about Spurs, looking at them, we mentioned obviously the front three, and Son and Kane and Kulusevski, and the opportunity to bring Perisic and Richarlison into the team. But they don't have. I just think that they've got an aggressiveness about them and a physicality at the back now, which looks quite good and quite strong. Whether it's Dyer and Sanchez. Dyer's been playing well. Dyer has been playing very, very well, and they look as though they've got a bit of solidity about them as well, which you obviously have to have if you're going to do well and win the league. So can they do it? No reason why not. I don't think they will. I mean, and Arsenal are the same. Both clubs, I think, have had a great start, but the problem will be keeping that level of consistency.